Hello my audience, today I want to be talking to you about how to find books that you would be interested in to read. And you are going to use online in this, I feel. It's very hard to find those books like in real life. Of course you can do that. Of course you can go to the libraries and of course you can go to used bookstores to find books. But I'm gonna tell you my way to find books and how I find the books that I read. It starts with a very simple short terms, The best books about product development, the best books about American history, this time period, the best books about self-development, the best books about the New Age movement, the best books about the Nazis. Search those terms. Whatever you might be interested in, best books about psychology or best biographies, Delve in there, best biographies about CEOs, Who do you want to know about? What do you want to know about? What do you want to learn? Use those terms. You're gonna find articles, blog posts, and Goodreads. Use those. Probably if you live in the Americas, you can order any book ever probably published from Amazon. You can get ebooks, from Amazon. That's one of the great places also. I use that also. I can't buy books from there. I'm from Finland. So there are online bookstores here that I think actually order from Amazon's, warehouses. And they are shipped from America sometimes to Finland. And that's great. Or some other warehouse somewhere on the planet. That's great. I love it. Internet has made reading, so much more. I wouldn't be a reader if I had to rely on libraries. And I think it's one of the reasons that so many people don't read nowadays. You're so fucking cheap. You don't understand the value of this, If you, books are fucking cheap also, Think about it. You can read for a year for a fucking 500 euro bill, For a year for 500 euros. Books are fucking cheap. So don't be cheap about this because this is going to completely change your freaking life. You spend more money on coffee than fucking books, and that shouldn't be the way that it is. So find those things that you are interested in, then read those books that are on the top lists. And what comes after that is that you're gonna get references in those books to other books. Use those and then you could watch some book list videos by the people that you appreciate, And they might give you some tips. Hey man, this is a great book. You should read this. Or hey man, this one over here, this is a great book. But it's just, people's opinions. So I wonder if you should follow that. I don't know. I wouldn't watch those kind of videos on YouTube nowadays. I don't buy books based on reviews. I buy books based on rating systems. And after that, I scourge, through the web pages to find those books that I'm kind of interested in. I also look sometimes to the publishers' websites. And I also sometimes, I said it to you that sometimes in books there are book recommendations from the same publisher. Those can also be great ways to find better books. Of course you can talk to people, but books are so specific. There's so many of them that I wouldn't read a book based on somebody coming to tell me that, hey, read this book, I know what I want to read. But going to the library and asking, the people, even though they might not have the books, and I wouldn't recommend probably reading library books because they're usually they're very thin, the kind of scope they go into. If you want to be very specific about something, like you want to learn about the history of some music genre, or you want to learn about the history of some specific, art movement, maybe you can't even find a book about that, or maybe you can find a book about that. But usually the publications, are maybe not be the best ones, or you might not find them in the language that you like. For example, here in the Finland, yes, most of the libraries are of course in Finnish, and I deem that reading Finnish language books, I don't like it, I don't like it, I just hate, reading Finnish books. And yeah, because I just don't like the language, and I don't like to use it when I write either way. So of course, if you don't understand specific languages, you have an advantage over here. Like if you understand, for example, French, Italian, you understand like Japanese or Chinese, you can like. The world is fucking open to you. And if you don't have the monies, of course you can always read, pirated, books, also EPUBs and this kind of stuff. Or if you are into the ebook stuff, then it's kind of a different game, because there you are most likely gonna find these books for offer in the built-in stores of these devices. Well, Amazon is pretty great, but you have to understand that. I don't use e-readers, and that's because they're kind of distracting, and I use my books very funny, I rip pages out and I make markings, and I sometimes leave them, unread for like years, I sometimes give them away, sometimes not, I use my books in a very kind of funny way because I'm a writer, so it's a different kind of game. If you just read for the hell of it, then maybe this doesn't apply to you. But find that thing you want to learn about. Read those best books and then dive further and take risks, Sometimes you can find something great. It's kind of a gamble. Never, never, never give away or sell your books before you have read them. It might be just have a shelf that you just put those books, buy them all, just buy them fucking all and just put them for years there. There's gonna come a time that you are going to appreciate that you have those books, Yeah. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you will find the best books in the world through this, because I know that I have found some books that no other Finnish human being has read. No other. Only me. And I feel that it has given me a fucking edge, in my life. Nobody else. Nobody else has. And I want the same thing to you. Yeah. Thanks for watching this video. Click subscribe.